is about poise versus poison. How did you select that as one of the themes for this year's team?
You know, it's interesting. You know, Garrett Chernoff and I are obviously very close, and we spent a lot of time together, our general manager, and he's so smart. He's brilliant. I mean, he got a 35 on the ACT, which is almost double my score. And I was told a long time ago, if you surround yourself with people who are way smarter than you, you're going to have success. And that was the best advice I ever got. But every time we end a season, we come back from the bowl game, you know, Garrett and I get together. We were already talking about next year's team. We talk about our roster management. We're talking 2 years out, what this team's personality we think is going to be. You know, we gnaw on it, we think about it, and we spend a lot of time talking about that roster and knowing the personalities of that team. What are going to be the best or the biggest challenges moving forward, and what are we going to have to do to connect this football team come September? And we start that in January. And we started talking about this word poise. And then just like anything, I mean, I have a 6th grade social studies teacher mind. So you're going to finding ways to teach young people the cultural thing you want, the thing you want to get better in 130 different ways where everybody's going to be able to get it, right? And I think that was where it came from, is just we knew this word poise, control, balance, right, in hostile situations, right? And how can we get this message home constantly? And that's where, you know, the Poison band came into play, where we could play that anytime they were in the building and have it in the background and have it downstairs, that if they don't have poise, they will have poison inside that locker room, whether after a loss or, you know, when times get tough or whatever it is. And that's where it came from. And now we have, you know, I don't know if you saw Crab's vintage Poison shirt when he walked out of media day. I mean, they've all bought into it. Now, can I tell you that, you know, that they're big fans of Poison? I can't say that. I'm not sure if they're all fans of it. I bet you they can all name their favorite song or least favorite song. They probably have the names of those. And I think we got the message home to all of them because, again, their first thing starting summer was just a little less Poison in the weight room, as I said, in media day. And we were willing to grant that for sure because that was easy. We think we got the message. They said, Coach, we got it. But pretty cool that we've even extended that all the way into training camp. There's not 15 different messages of what they have to do to get better this year. And that's why it's so important to get it right come January. There's been times we said it in January, and come spring ball, we've changed it because that's not what they needed to get better at. And then training camp, that's not that team for sure. This one we hit spot on, that's what's going to be required, that control, that balance in real hostile situations, and offensively, defensively, special teams to have success.
When it comes to that transition along the offensive line, we talked about Nathan Bowe last week,
Yep.
Quinn coming into guard. How do you look at right tackle and left guard?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the battle of camp. You know, Martez Lewis has played a lot of football for us. He's played it at guard. He can play tackle. He's a big individual, played a lot of football. He's really committed to his body. He's committed to understanding the game even more, our offense. And every year, just watch these guys get better and better. And it's all about the race to maturity level. I mean, it's unbelievable what a young person, I'm just giving you an example, that's a true freshman like Kenrick can come in here in January, and already he looks like one of the older players. Now, is he ready to step foot on the field yet? No. But that's a massive maturation change from the beginning to where we are now in just 7-8 months. When you look at Martez, that's been years, and he's so much more mature, has a better understanding of who he is. And he'll be fighting with that right tackle position with J.J. Gaudet, who's played a lot of football for us. Unfortunately, over the last few years, hasn't been able to stay healthy enough. And so we can always put Quinn at that position, too, if we feel comfortable with sliding guys down to the guard position. But I really like Quinn where he's at. But, you know, Quinn's just such a great teammate. He'll do anything. The left guard position with Carter Shaw, you know, he's an experienced guy. He's played a lot of college football and been in a role where he can back up the guard and the center position for us, which is key. And then Tyler Cooper, who this is his time to go, you know, and I've told him that, and he knows that. This is his time to go. Put your foot on the gas and let's go. But it's going to be a great battle as we keep going forward. I really like a lot of the young players, the Tony Nelsons of the world and the Ashton Beers of the world. I mean, it's been fun to watch them go. Greg Johnson seems like he's been here 2 years already. And he just got here in January. That's what I mean. These guys are maturing at a very rapid level, and they're coming here with that expectation is, I want to help, and I want to help in any way. It's not like, hey, I'm going to start. Listen, they have an open mind. I'm going to help, and I'm going to do everything I can to be a great teammate. And when you do that, you're going to get better naturally. The personnel-wise, I think it's just solidifying some positions. Yeah, I think we have 8-9 defensive linemen that can rotate. I think Winston has done a tremendous job of developing that unit, probably better than I've ever seen in my 11 years being a head coach. Complete compliment to him, Coach Rossi, and just how these guys have grown up, their excitement level towards their position, their excitement level towards getting better and growth on and off the field. They're long, they're big, they're strong, they're athletic, but you can do that and still not be very good. You've got to be able to connect. I've seen a ton more gratefulness in that room. And I think gratefulness is one of the least talked about things that connects a locker room more than anything. And I think we have a very grateful football team for each other. And our D-line, it starts there. But I just want to see those guys be able to truly keep coming together and make each other better. You don't have to be the guy that gets the sack. As long as you're doing your job, you can create a double team to get somebody else a sack. Then it'll be your turn next. But I think that selfless gratitude play is what I'm looking for up front. Linebacker. And then, obviously it's not just about getting pressure on the quarterback. We just all have to play better as 11. One player doesn't make a defense. 6 players don't make a defense. Coach Rossi's talked to our defense about our 11 have to be better than your 11. That's it. But our 11, working together, have to do it better than what your 11's doing. And we've said that for a long time and just love the way he put it. So you'll see a bunch of 11s over there on defense. And don't get it mixed up with tweez or anything. It's just you'll see a bunch of 11s for those guys. And I love the philosophy of that and the mindset. And these guys have embraced that. And it goes back to the poise word that you used. And that's been a huge word of emphasis for us. Because if you don't have poise, it's poison, truly. I mean, you don't need that. You've got to be – and we're going to be in some critical situations, I'm sure, that we're going to have it. And our defense, we're going to expect that from them for sure.